I think I'd be able to take him down, put him on his back. I could do some stuff that Dricus was not able to do. Gotta hurt him, make him work harder.
It was a technical error, the technical skills that he just didn't have to be able to escape those positions.
He was just holding him onto him, man.
Right.
He was not even framing, right?
How do you dissect your fighting style with Khamzat Chimaev? What makes you different than everybody else he's fighting?
If he takes me down, great. If I take him down, great. It's on the feet, great. There's not an area that we can go to in the fight that's gonna be bad for me. Jiu-jitsu is a very important aspect of fighting him. See if I can get in the clinch and hurt him there.
I have a feeling I know what the answer is. Who do you think has the best chance of dethroning the newly crowned champion?
It's me, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Point at yourself, RDR.
We got some beef between Khamzat Chimaev and RDR. RDR wants to fight Chimaev.
After having a dominant victory over Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev has called Reinier de Ridder for a future clash. On the other hand, Anthony Hernandez expressed interest in fighting Khamzat Chimaev, saying he believes he has the skills to defeat him. He described himself as one of the most well-rounded fighters in the division and feels confident in how he matches up against Chimaev.
With that being said, I would love to fight Khamzat because I think I have what it takes. I mean, to beat him, I'm the most probably well-rounded in the division right now.
Anthony further said his style is built to compete at the highest level, as he has been training since childhood and continues adding new skills. He explained that his approach to fighting Khamzat Chimaev would depend on his coach's plan and his own ability to stay composed, noting that rushing in recklessly could backfire because Chimaev always looks to shoot for the legs early in the fight.
I feel like my style is meant to be the best in the world, man. I've been training it since I was a kid and been putting tools in my toolbox. With that being said, how I approach it, that's up to my coaches, and it's up to me to feel and not try to just rip someone's head off, because that'll get you in trouble with Chimaev. You already know he's gonna dive at your legs in every single fight. It's like 10 seconds and he's diving at your legs. So.
However, Khamzat Chimaev sparked attention on Twitter by calling out Reinier de Ridder with a simple post that included only his name, hinting at his interest in a potential clash without adding any further details. Reinier de Ridder replied, showing interest in signaling he was open to the challenge.
We got some beef between Khamzat Chimaev and RDR. RDR wants to fight Chimaev.
Moreover, Reinier de Ridder said on a recent podcast that he believes he can take Khamzat Chimaev down, control him on the ground, and exploit technical gaps others fail to capitalize on. He explained that his well-rounded skills make him comfortable anywhere the fight goes, whether standing, clinching, or grappling, and he emphasized that his jiu-jitsu would be a key factor in breaking Chimaev's game.
I think I'd be able to take him down, put him on his back. I could do some stuff that Dricus was not able to do. Gotta hurt him, make him work harder.
It was a technical error, the technical skills that he just didn't have to be able to escape those positions.
He was just holding him onto him, man.
Right.
He was not even framing, right?
How do you dissect your fighting style with Khamzat Chimaev? What makes you different than everybody else he's fighting?
If he takes me down, great. If I take him down, great. It's on the feet, great. There's not an area that we can go to in the fight that's gonna be bad for me. Jiu-jitsu is a very important aspect of fighting him. See if I can get in the clinch and hurt him there.
I have a feeling I know what the answer is. Who do you think has the best chance of dethroning the newly crowned champion?
It's me, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Point at yourself, RDR.
Furthermore, Reinier de Ridder also said that Khamzat Chimaev was very dominant against Dricus du Plessis, securing every takedown even when sprawled on. He expressed frustration over Dricus repeatedly falling into sloppy guillotine attempts and missing opportunities to scramble or use the cage to get up, noting that Khamzat controlled those positions exceptionally well.
Khamzat was very dominant. He got every takedown. Even if he got sprawled on, he still got it, which was very impressive, right? There were a couple of moments where I was a bit frustrated with what Dricus did. He fell to the guillotine a couple times, like very sloppily, and then he had that little moment of getting up, and then he wasted it by falling back to his guillotine, which everybody knew he was not gonna get. And I think a couple times on the side turtle position, you know, I don't know what you call this in wrestling, but along the fence in turtle, he has the body lock.
Yeah.
I was surprised that he didn't have a chance to get up there. He wasn't able to use the cage to get up, or he wasn't able to clear the cage to create a scramble or whatever.
Right.
He was just Khamzat was so well in control there. It was very surprising to me.
However, TJ Dillashaw also said he was impressed by Khamzat Chimaev's dominant performance against Dricus du Plessis, noting that he expected a tougher fight but was surprised how easily Chimaev controlled it. He highlighted how Chimaev took DDP down and dominated him within 50 seconds, making it look like he had never wrestled before.
DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev.
I didn't watch it live. I watched it the day after because I was at the Sprouts convention. And when I saw that it was a 5-round, insanely unanimous decision, he was like, let's go, right? Like, everyone thought the only way he was going to win was by finishing him. He went out there and just put on an absolute clinic. I was surprised with how easy he made it look. I know he was good. I thought it was going to be a lot harder of a challenge. I mean, I'm a DDP fan as well too, like his pressure and the way he fights, right? But Chimaev looked like very low level, like he'd never wrestled a day in his life before. It was crazy. He took him down and crucified him in under 50 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, under 50 seconds, he got taken out and crucified and like held him there for so long. Insane to me.
Moreover, Dustin Poirier said that fighting someone like Khamzat Chimaev is different because you cannot prepare for that pressure in training, only feel it live when the fight starts. He praised Khamzat Chimaev for dominating Dricus du Plessis over 5 rounds, maintaining relentless control and conditioning, and proving him wrong as he expected DDP to come on strong in the later rounds, but never did.
When you fight a guy like Khabib or like Khamzat, you don't get that in training. You don't feel that until it's live when that bell rings. And listen, no matter what the fans are yelling and saying, this guy left this arena tonight with a world championship. He's the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Despite the boos, despite anything, he just came out and dominated a champ who's defended and beat top guys over and over again and shut out. I mean, dominated every round, 10-8s, arguably throughout the whole fight. I saw his conditioning tonight. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. 4th round, 5th round, that's when DDP was going to get going, and he didn't.
Didn't happen.
And Khamzat really didn't slow down. Every shot he shot, it's fair, was in, was tight, DDP couldn't get away.
Right.
His conditioning was there, and I was wrong. I thought it wasn't going to be.
Daniel Cormier said that Khamzat Chimaev quickly rose to attention in 2020 with 3 early wins, and after missing weight badly at welterweight, he moved up to middleweight where he now looks fully settled. He noted that without the extra 15-pound cut, Chimaev can maintain a hard pace for the full fight duration.
We saw this kid come in 2020, fight 3 times right away, fight 2 times on Fight Island. And immediately people started saying, this guy's gonna be a champion. At 170, people thought he would be a champion. But then eventually he missed weight one time by 9 pounds. He went up to middleweight. Now he's a full-blown middleweight. I heard that in the offseason. Chimaev weighs 220 pounds. Full-blown middleweight, and it looks like because he's not cutting that extra 15 pounds, he can push hard for 24, 25 minutes. That's a real problem for the middleweight division.
Tom Aspinall said it was a complete shutout for Khamzat Chimaev, congratulating him on becoming the new middleweight champion and offering commiserations to Dricus du Plessis.
I don't think he'll have enough time to do much damage, but that's it. So a complete shutout for Khamzat Chimaev, new champion at middleweight. Congratulations to Khamzat. Commiserations to DDP.
Anthony Hernandez said that while some fans found Khamzat Chimaev's fighting boring because it lacked heavy damage, he appreciated the technical skill displayed and admitted Chimaev did a great job. He added that despite this, he would still like to test himself against him respectfully.
As an MMA fan, like, I thought it was boring as like, because usually, like, you want to see violence and someone get f***ed up, but, like, as a technician, I understand what he did. It was very technical, and he did a great job. Like, that's the reality of it, you know what I mean? But with that being said, I still would still like to take my chances against the guy.
Anthony further said he did not expect Khamzat Chimaev to be that dominant, thinking Dricus du Plessis would have some moments in the fight. He praised Chimaev and his team for making it look easy, noting that he stayed healthy and took almost no damage except for a few strikes in the feet.
No, I thought that DDP would have some moments, but I mean, wow, he shut everything down. He did everything right, you know what I mean? Khamzat and his team did a great job at just like making it look easy, and he's healthy, so I'm sure he'll be ready for whenever he's ready. sooner than later, obviously, right? Because he took like no damage until like DDP was on the feet and cracked him a few times, but I was curious to see how it'd play out, and then I was surprised.
Moreover, Demetrius Johnson applauded Khamzat Chimaev's display, describing it as an impressive showing while also acknowledging Dricus du Plessis for his toughness and effective transitions, such as gaining back control, locking a body triangle, and threatening with submissions like a choke from the back and a guillotine. He called out viewers who criticized grappling-focused contests, reminding them that the UFC features wrestling and ground techniques, and suggested they turn to striking-based sports like Muay Thai, kickboxing, glory, victory, or one championship if that is their preference. Johnson emphasized that the answer is straightforward. If that style is not appealing, simply turn it off rather than complain.
Just out wrestled, but great fight from Khamzat. DDP has a lot of heart, and I love that about him. I love that he's able to transition. He took it back, had a body triangle, went for a guillotine, went for a Reinier choke. If you guys don't want to watch grappling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, don't watch UFC. Go watch One Championship, go watch Glory, go watch kickboxing, go watch Muay Thai. It's very simple. You guys are complaining about something that it's a very simple problem to fix. For example, let's say Khamzat's about to fight again. You don't want to watch a style. All you gotta do is go like this. You see this button right here? It's called off button. You just go like this, you go off.
Israel Adesanya shared that he was surprised by Khamzat Chimaev's enhanced endurance, saying he thought Chimaev would tire in the later rounds and allowed Dricus du Plessis to defend more effectively. Instead, Chimaev maintained constant pressure, wore du Plessis down, and never lost momentum. Adesanya noted that the one-sided nature of the fight was clear from the scorecards, including a 50-44, and stated that the new middleweight champion showed the division is now firmly under his control.
I'm glad Khamzat fixed his cardio or improved his cardio to the point where he can go 5 rounds and just ragdoll people. That's a mess to deal with, because I thought DDP, okay, maybe round 4, he'd be able to stuff the takedowns because Khamzat would get tired, but he didn't even slow down. He slowed down DDP. He slowed him down, which was very impressive, because that's when he finished me round 4, because I thought, okay, I got him now, but he just finds a way to get his 3rd wind, 4th wind. But yeah, Khamzat made sure he didn't even get the 1st wind and just smothered him. 50-44, something crazy. Yeah, 50-44, that was crazy. So yeah, Khamzat, new middleweight champion. And yeah, the division's in good hands.
Bilal Muhammad said he anticipated a straightforward win for Khamzat Chimaev, and that is precisely how it played out, describing it as near total domination with most rounds being close to 10-8. He pointed out how easily Chimaev took Dricus du Plessis down and held him there, adding that it was DDP's responsibility to create scrambles or take risks to get out. Instead, Bilal felt DDP settled for lasting the fight without being finished, while Chimaev dictated the pace from beginning to end.
I thought it was going to be an easy fight. I thought it was going to be a I'm going to walk through you fight for Khamzat, and it was. He dominated it. Dana said he thought it was 4 10-8 rounds. I had it the same.
And every round at 10-8, maybe except for the last round.
People are going to complain. People are going to say whatever they want to say, but that was a dominant victory. For Khamzat, it was too easy to take him down and hold him down. I know people are coming at him, but it's on DDP to move. If I'm Khamzat and I got a full crucifix on you and I'm hitting you, DDP needed the explosion. DDP needed the risk factor of trying to do anything he can do to get up, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to get submitted. I think he was just satisfied with getting through the fight without getting finished like that.
Tim Elliott, who fought on the same card as Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis, said he thought Chimaev would control the fight for a few rounds, but was shocked to see him dominate for the full 25 minutes against such a skilled opponent. He admitted that style was not the most exciting to watch, but emphasized that MMA is about getting the win, not just putting on a show, and placed responsibility on the fighter underneath for failing to adjust. Elliott added that in all his UFC experience, he had never witnessed a performance quite like it.
It's crazy. I kind of thought that was going to happen, and then the closer it got to the fight, I was kind of leaning toward DDP. I was thinking, man, he's going to catch it with a punch. Figured Khamzat would do that for at least 2 rounds. But man, to do that for 25 minutes with one of the best guys in the world, it's pretty impressive. It's not the prettiest, but again, it's not a fashion show. It's an MMA fight, and you can't blame Khamzat for doing his game plan. It's, you know, at some point you got to blame the guy that's on bottom and the guy that's getting worked over. So I don't know who's going to beat him. It was pretty impressive. I've never seen anything like that in all my years in the UFC.
Analyst Luke Thomas mentioned he had a big problem with the way Khamzat Chimaev fought, saying that by always forcing chest-to-chest and chest-to-back control, he reduced chances for ground and pound or submission attempts. He highlighted that Chimaev ignored multiple openings to attack because he focused on keeping position instead of building real offense.
I have a big problem with the way Chimaev fought this fight. If you're going to fight a game plan where you are that aggressively pursuing chest-to-chest and chest-to-back connection, you are making a choice to severely limit any kind of meaningful ground and pound, and you are making a choice to severely limit what kinds of submission opportunities are available to you. He waved on a bunch of different things that were very accessible that he could have gone to because he was more prioritizing the pancaking control. So I have plenty of appreciation for the skill it took to do that kind of a thing. But dude, it's not difficult to imagine. Put your chest on the ground and try and punch around you. There's nothing you can really do. You have to create posture. If you want to pass, for example, Chimaev got stood up in the 5th. When he got stood up in the 5th, he had chest-to-chest contact, DDP's guard is open, and Chimaev has both knees on the ground. You cannot pass in MMA with both knees on the ground, and you cannot ground and pound making chest-to-chest contact.
Thomas also said that although the control showed technical ability, it came at the expense of action in a sport that is supposed to center an offense. He argued that fighters and media calling criticism casual were mistaken, pointing out that choosing full control with little output is not something viewers must treat as great fighting.
So, what is your offense from there? You made a choice to have minimal offense in favor of maximum positional control, and the audacity of people out there, fighters and media alike, be like, if you don't like this, you're a casual. No, you're casual.
I feel like this drives you.
Asking me to jack off to 21 minutes of positional control. I understand it is skillful, but make the argument where it is. That is a choice to minimize your offense in an offense-first sport. I don't have to think that's awesome. You're wrong, period.
DDP's coach blamed the referee, saying the fight should have been kept more active. He claimed that Khamzat threw between 550 and 570 strikes, but only 37 were effective. He stated that if the action slows for 20 seconds, the referee should warn them, repeat the warning, and then separate them if nothing changes. He described the fight as smothered and dull, saying he needed 12 to 16 weeks to correct the problems and promised they would return early next year.
The refs should have just made that fight a lot more live, or a little bit more live. Khamzat landing like 570 shots or 550 shots, and only 37 of them were significant. I think when it goes that slow for 20 seconds, first warning, second warning, 5 seconds later, third, 5 seconds later, stand the fight up, man. That fight was smothered with boringness. I need 12 to 16 weeks to sort this problem out. So we'll be back early next year.
The coach also said that despite talk of RDR being the next opponent, they would not take a fight just because it was offered. He emphasized their main goal was to face Khamzat again and defeat him in the rematch, and he admitted it might sound straightforward, but stressed that correcting mistakes during camp was more important than rushing back too quickly.
People are saying RDR is the next fight for you guys.
I won't just take a fight because fights are available. We're going to face Khamzat and I want to destroy him this time. And I know it sounds easy, man. It sounds so easy. I'd rather spend the time in fixing this problem than running back into the cage, take another fight.
Joe Rogan said that recovering from this loss and closing the gap with Khamzat would be a very difficult challenge for Dricus. He highlighted that Khamzat's grappling was not just a little better, but on a completely higher level than what Dricus could handle. Rogan emphasized that Dricus failed to come up with any real answers for that kind of control, even questioning his training camp and suggesting he might not have had partners capable of matching such skills.
For Dricus to come back from that and bridge the gap between him and Khamzat, that is a tall task.
Yeah.
It's a tall task because that kind of dominance, that kind of grappling dominance was not just a level, it was multiple levels. And it just didn't seem like he had any answer for that. I don't know who he brought in to train with him, but clearly he didn't bring in anybody that had that kind of skill.
Alexander Volkanovski revealed that at first he favored Dricus du Plessis, believing his relentless pace and messy scrambles might wear Khamzat Chimaev down throughout 5 rounds. But the match played out in another way, as Khamzat landed takedowns with ease and kept firm control while conserving his energy. Volkanovski pointed out that the anticipated scrambles never took place because Khamzat's constant pressure completely prevented them, letting him steer the fight without much trouble. He applauded Khamzat's skill in controlling his tempo and staying composed for all 5 rounds, giving him full acknowledgement for what he called an outstanding win.
Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. I picked Dricus. I thought, as I said, there's going to be a crazy storm that he's going to have to try and weather. He was able to weather it, but I thought there would be a lot more chaos happening. I thought there would be a lot more scrambles, and that would wear on Chimaev more. But that wasn't the case. He was able to, not much of a scramble, got him down reasonably easy, or like just the way they went down, is like there wasn't much of a fight there, and then was able to hold him without probably using too much energy. And I think that was great for Chimaev. I know a lot of people are, he went 5 rounds easy. I want to know when he has to really force the takedowns. He was able to be in positions that not as much scrambles, which I thought Dricus du Plessis would be able to do, but and that's because of Chimaev's control. So, you know, that is Chimaev's doing. That's why that happened. So, again, incredible. Wait, let me make this all at once.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? Who should Chimaev fight next? Would love to hear your thoughts, so share your thoughts on this and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen right now.